water's a marvel. If it works, you'll let me try it? I want to get down there and get those embers.
Assuming I don't drown.
So what are you really looking for down there?
It's hard to explain. Something that caused a malfunction in the apparatus that controls the old city. I think it started the flood.
Well, I thought we started the flood. Like we sprung a trap. I don't know how we were detected. Like I said, the dancing lights around us changed, turned to sea life. There was this flash of red, and the roar of water surging in.
Wait, a flash of red?
A red light from a spot near the grate on the floor where the water burst through. It was like a beacon.
Or a warning. Thanks. That might help.
I hope it does. And good luck down there.
Okay, time to see if this thing works.
I guess she puts it on automatically. Right, let's go. Yes! No O2 bar.
So far, so good. I can actually breathe down here.
And of course, she's not going to stop talking because this is Aloy. Where would we be if she wasn't able to talk to herself? I'm really looking forward to this bit. It's one of like the biggest things I think that they worked on and spent time with.
Diving mask seems to be holding up. I've never been able to swim this deep before.
Yeah, when I saw that kind of stuff in the promo material for the game, I was just like, this is just awesome. So how does this bit work? I assume that we'd probably be able to drain everything out eventually. But yeah, building these significant underwater sections must have been a big undertaking. And again, you've got to remember, this game came out just under 5 years after the first one was released. And I mean, for all the people that were like, yeah, but they reused a lot of stuff from the first game, sure, of course, that does help, but I mean, they didn't reuse a lot of this, did they? This was barely a thing in the first game. Anything of this significance underwater definitely wasn't a deal in Zero Dawn. Yeah, so we even get to have underwater data points, of course.
It started right here, more than 30 years ago. Back when this casino was still called the Temple. One big bet turned my fate around. But now, fate's dealt this cruelest hand ever to everyone. I have to turn the lights out one final time. And the waters of my adopted home will at last run dry. Well, if a dream has to die, at least I can say goodbye first.
Stanley Chen. What did he do here?
Okay, Stanley Chen, looking back, so 2060. 20 years ago this week, Stanley Chen broke ground on one of the most ambitious construction projects in American history, even though many Americans didn't want him there. As he struck his spade into the barren soil, the CEO quipped how resentment against Chinese political influence had turned Vegas into a boiling hotbed of nationalistic sentiment, but how his immense fortune had cooled that down, finally warming Americans to his idea of a new Las Vegas. Who would have believed at the time that he would become one of the most beloved figures of the clawback era, but Stanley Chen has always been one to defy the odds, literally. In 2035, during a meeting with potential investors at the old Tempo Hotel, Chen watched in horror as his water infiltration startup drowned before his very eyes, realizing too late that his once trusted lawyer had sold critical patent info to the competition. The resulting chain reaction of busted deals wiped him out, leaving him with only $88,000 to his name. Devastated, Chen decided to leave his fortune to fate. He went to the casino floor and placed all $88,000 on a roulette wheel. Number 8. It hit. The resulting 37-to-1 payout netted him nearly $3.2 million, enough to rejuvenate his dreams of starting a successful business. He threw himself back into his work, eternally thankful for his lucky new lease on life. 5 years later, it wasn't Chen that needed saving, but Vegas itself. The hot zone crisis had strangled tourism. Years of ever-increasing heat had dried out the county completely. Water, in critical demand everywhere, was now too expensive to import. Abandonment seemed to be the only option. The City of Lights was about to go dark forever. But Stanley Chen couldn't let that happen. In 5 years of incredible success, he had turned $3.2 million into $200 billion, selling water filtration technology that data corrupted. Whoa. I mean, that is what I call a success story. Sheesh. But again, these are the kind of data points that I love. These quote-unquote old world stories that are actually about our future. And of course, we all know that water could become a massive crisis, even in our lifetimes, in some regions of the world, if it isn't already, of course. So, hearing about those kind of things and the way it could manifest in the future, that's always been one of the most fascinating things about playing this game for me. So, definitely a big fan of those kind of data points. It's just stuff that seems far-fetched now in some ways, but it's just like... it could happen, man. It really could. I mean, right now, the horrible stuff that's going on in the Ukraine, the Russian invasion attempt and all that kind of stuff, it's just madness, man. It's one of those, like, when we're all dealing with COVID and the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, you would have said, do you think Russia's going to go for some kind of full-scale military invasion on Ukraine in 2022? I would have said, no, like, I don't think that's going to happen. But it's already got to the stage where everyone's like, well, what's next? The pandemic is starting to become endemic. And people are wondering what's the next big thing, and unfortunately it's that. It's just...
Nautical lights. It must be Poseidon's doing.
Stuff that you just wouldn't imagine could even happen when you wake up in the morning. So I want to give this a little photo mode. It might look a bit cool here. I could maybe use it as a thumbnail as well. It doesn't look as nice like this, but maybe some depth of field would help. There's definitely some funky vibes. The lighting on the face itself isn't great from that particular side. It's better from this side. And again, this isn't the focal length I would have wanted. That's one of my main gripes. Focal length jumping between those two is ridiculous. And I would have thought precision mode, that would have been the point of precision mode. But very strangely, it is not. But yeah, in general, still looks cool, of course. Wow. This is probably the stuff that's further back there. Yeah. Now the only thing is, if there are enemies underwater, is there anything we can use? I doubt it. Maybe like a specific weapon type that we can, I don't know. But I'll speed up a little bit here. But I feel like any data point I find here is going to be useful to me, so I am trying to be observant. But for now, I'm not seeing much. But this is definitely where I wanted to see some more legit.
Poseidon's down here somewhere. Gotta find where it's hiding.
But yeah, this is definitely more of what I wanted to see. Some more legit, a bit more intact parts of the old world. I assume this might be a bit bad for epileptics, this flash here. I like the sound effect, but I think the flash is a bit too strong for me. But yeah, just enjoying the vibe. This actually reminded me a bit of Bioshock, of course, now that I see it like this. It's another really fun LP on the channel if you haven't seen it before. One of my favourite franchises of all time, Bioshock. Got a lot of love for it. And this underwater world of rapture is just iconic. It's a classic. Right, I don't think there is anything more here. I just wanted you to get a nice look at the environment.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Machine.
Holy shit!
Thing underwater. I'll have to be careful.
Whoa! Okay, that looks super dope.
This place is massive. All of it's encased in a dome.
I feel like this entire place is going to drain out and then we're going to be doing battle in here. I feel like that's how they've constructed it. But yeah, this machine, what is it called? I don't get to scan it. Oh, I do. Tide Ripper. Okay. That's pretty cool. I might be able to take a nice photo mode thing with it, that's why I'm kind of just hanging out not too far.
Said he saw a red light near the floor when the water rushed in.
Yeah.
Like a warning. Some kind of alarm system?
Bunker door. That's a data point. Alright, Mirrorsaur Suite. From Dominique Proshko to Stanley Chen. Stanley, I just spoke to our broker. Suite water prices will likely increase again this week, meaning it will be very tough to close the budget gap on the second strip project. I think it's time to pull the plug. It's hard to believe that we offer a closed climate system that's 99.9% efficient, but we can't afford the reservoir we need to start it up. What we did with the fountain and environs just isn't repeatable, I guess. Not with today's prices. Sorry, I know you'll be disappointed. So let's seek this red light. That thing looks, at least underwater now, it looks pretty majestic. It's just a nice chill vibe in here when you don't have to worry about O2 bars and shit. You can actually enjoy it. But yeah, I just want to have a quick sort of look here. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, so I snapped up some cool photos of it as well. Had to be done.
There. Red light.
Yeah, hold on. Wait for it. Let's grab this. There's not exactly too many of these, so it probably has some good stuff. Alright.
I can get it from my stash later.
I love that even when she's underwater, she's like, no, I will also do that. I will make sure I say what I gotta say. Some tough currents to deal with. Come on.
That current's too strong. can't make it to the door before the machine spots me.
But it won't let me... Come on, man. That's a bit dumb, but fine. Got a couple things down there too. Again, if it really does drain out, then it's not going to matter too much anyway, but I'd rather... Okay, let's check out the lights.
Alert. Critical flooding detected. Automatic drainage controls offline. To execute an emergency purge, manual reset of primary and secondary pump nodes is required. The purge can then be triggered at the pump maintenance station.
If I do this purge and drain all the water, I can fight that big machine on dry ground. Looks like I have to reset a couple of pump nodes first. According to the map, there should be an access point for the first node south of here.
Wow, we've got to drain the city. Very well. Let's have a look at this. Wow. This is a vibe. Yeah, definitely a unique look. And let's pan down to the city. Wow. That is awesome. Right, there's a lot to find here. But yeah, this is definitely much more the kind of thing I wanted to see.
More machines down here. I'll have to swim around them. Stick to cover.
I didn't expect to encounter it in this kind of context, but it's definitely really cool. We can have its track highlighted.
There's the access point. Should lead me to the pump node. There must be a whole network of these tunnels down here. Water lines for an entire city.
Damn. It's complex, man. There's a lot of shit here. And I do wonder if you mess it up, do you not get the chance to get any data points and stuff again?
Get this from my stash when I need it.
I don't know if it's Poseidon's doing, but I don't know why there's a need to have these like light-based coral here. Okay, that's not that important. Yeah, I'm basically gonna be able to traverse through all of this stuff, I think. On foot, anyway.
I can't reach the ledge from here. Maybe there's something I can climb to get out.
Yeah, I did see this. Right.
I'll shake it out as I go.
The primer node shut down now. I think the last time I was down here was during the Lumia incident. A malfunction led to an overflow of detergent in the pipes. Suds rose from every fountain. As we frantically tried to fix it, I looked up and saw everyone in the lobby chasing bubbles the size of basketballs, young and old alike. Another magical moon city, impossible city.
Another recording from Stanley Chen.
Right, any more from Stanley around here? Let's do it.
There. One node down. Better swim back up and find the access point for the second node.
Yeah, we'll get one final look at the sunken city before we have to drain all the water out. I was thinking about, I was like, there are 2 nodes, right? Because I didn't get to look around it as much as I wanted to. Stealth kelp will hide you from underwater enemies.
According to the map, the second node should be on the other side of the dome.
Okay. Nice. That was a lucky find. Taste of the high life. I understand you want me to come back, and I'm missing Jesse too, but this takes the personal touch. Our competitors can shift 100,000 units of VAT grown in one call. You know the only way we're going to take some of that business is by building relationships. I've got 3 more appointments tomorrow, and a good feeling about the first 2. If I land just one of them, it will be enough to keep the farm going for a few more years. This one chef, he likes to talk about the way you can taste the difference with real meat. He says it's like homeopathy. The texture and composition might be the same, but you can taste the imprint of life. Whatever he's talking about, it seems to sell. And there's a lot of hollow stars at his restaurants. So just a few more days, okay? They say if you want to take a gamble, you come to Vegas. Maybe tomorrow our number comes up. Yeah, I'm undecided about that. When it comes to like meat and veganism, vegetarianism and stuff, I do eat meat. But I'm one of these people where like if someone said tomorrow that there's this thing that looks like meat and it tastes like meat and it doesn't have like any medical side effects or nutritional, I don't know, deficiencies or issues or whatever the thing is for that, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm fine with eating that. I don't need to taste the imprint of life. I mean, I don't like the idea that it has to come from that life anyway. But it's one of those things that I've eaten it my whole life, and at least for me, I can kind of put it to the side. I know for some people, it's enough of a kind of thing that they refuse to eat meat. They never have, or they never will, or they stopped, or whatever. But for me, I've not been able to give up on meat, unfortunately. But who knows in the future? I'd definitely be open to trying it. I mean, I have been trying like the meat substitutes and that kind of thing, but so far I don't think they're there yet. Like some of them are decent, but I feel like it still has a little bit of a wait.
There's red light in that tower. Just like at the console I found earlier. That might be the maintenance station. But how to get in?
For now, I'm just continuing to look around. Honestly, I can't be bothered to kind of stealth in here. I think maybe stealthing here is a little bit too much. I just don't care. I'd rather just be looking around and finding shit. And they should just ignore me. I don't think everything has to be about stealth. It's like you've created this really cool underwater sunken city and then you're forcing people to hide in nooks and crannies and not be able to see it. It's just like, why? Just let people enjoy it, man. What happens when you get seen? I'm just going to let myself get seen. Yeah, it's kind of lame. Like, I just want to look around and have a good time. Because I don't think there's anything I can do to these guys. Got back into stealth, but there's just too many of them around, so I'm just going to head towards wherever the quest is. And I also want to keep looking around for more data points potentially, so... There we go. I mean, they definitely give you a fair bit of leeway. They don't see you and get alerted immediately, which is nice. But this one especially is one of the big boys, so I'll get taken out pretty much instantly. So we'll let this one pass. Yeah, Aloy's still trying to map out how she's going to defeat it. You see it? There you go. There was a data point here. Oh wait, is there something else? No. Where is it? Custom order. Hey Wendy, had to leave early today. Can you handle something for me? The custom order for Mr. Tuberville in Family Suite 115 just came in. He makes it very clear that it is not to be sent to his room. He wants the package sent out to Miss Olivia in New Paradise. Yes, that Miss Olivia, and no, he clearly doesn't know. So, don't you go telling him, girl? If he wants to keep squeezing gifts out of these cheats, then good luck to her. I thought maybe she'd finally got too old to reel them in, but Liang said she saw Miss Olivia on Tuesday and she looked like she was in her early 30s again, so she must have gone back in for more work. And it couldn't have been cheap, that's for sure. Treatment or not, I hope I've still got half her energy when I'm in my 60s. Okay, I have to run, get that gift sent out to her. Damn. Yeah, they're right, looking at it is one thing, but having that mental game is another. You know what's through these guys? I think it might be in here, possibly.
Another access point. Should get me to the second node.
Yeah, let's just get in. So yeah, I do think that having those guys around is a bit unnecessary. They should have just had the bigger ones, and they should have just ignored you at this point, like maybe a whale would if you were swimming in the ocean. I haven't heard of many people getting attacked by whales when swimming. I'm sure it probably does happen, but they're definitely not like sharks.
I'll stash this away for later.
Right, I'll have another look, see if there's another data point here. I don't think so. Wait. Definitely is.
Just shut down the secondary node. No more water for the fountains. No more shows. No one left to appreciate them anyway. I'll never forget the city's grand reopening. The fountains have been bone dry for years. No one believed they'd ever return. So, as the first plume arced up in the dome, the music swelling, my heart soared right along with it. The city gave me a second chance once. Now it had one, too.
The domes, the water. He was responsible for all of it.
Yeah, like I said, hell of a story, man. That's one way to pay back the city.
I won't budge. Maybe that debris is weighing it down.